Hey there YouTube, it's Elizabeth. In this video I'm going to pot up a Paraiso Verde that my cats got to, and I'm going to show you the plants that I'm going to be taking to the plant swap on Saturday. So come along with me as I do some planty chores. I have some very naughty kitty cats. I can't believe they did this. This is my new Paraiso Verde. Look at that gorgeous leaf. Oh my gosh. Let's assess the damage. I haven't even potted it up yet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh. 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 Why is it under the oven? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, the rest of it is in one piece, but that beautiful leaf, man. I have a mess to clean up. It's time to pot up my Paraiso Verde after my cats got to it. It looks pretty sad at the moment, but there is a new leaf coming in, so hopefully I can restore it to its former glory. First, I'm going to take all of the potting medium out of the roots, and then pot it up in a pot that I got from TJ Maxx. I have a moss pole that I made, and I'm going to be using my potting mix that's meant for orchids, but I like to use it for my epiphytic aeroids because it's nice and chunky and promotes air circulation around the roots. I've talked about it before, so I won't go on about it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the roots and remove all the potting soil that is currently around the roots. It's in a pretty dense potting soil. This isn't what I would prefer for aeroids, but it's just what the local nursery used, so that's why I'm going to remove it. I don't really like what they used. The root system looks really good though. I can see there's like a plug of maybe peat or something that's around the core of the roots. So I'm going to do my best to get that off. It was probably originally grown in that potting medium, and then they just stuck it in this pot full of like regular potting mix. This is going to take a while, I can tell. This is really compact and like wet and soggy. It's hard to tell which parts are the roots and which part is the mossy potting medium. So that's going to be a challenge. I'm beginning to wonder if it's actually worth trying to dissect this mossy plug out without tearing all the roots up. I'm going to work at it a little bit longer, but I'm not having a really good time with this. Yeah, at this point I've given up. I'm going to say this is good enough. This plug, like I've said, it's just way too compact with moss. I can't tell what's moss and what's roots, and so every time something snaps, I don't know if it's a root snapping or if it's moss snapping, and so the further I go, it's like I don't know if I'm damaging the plant or if I'm making progress. So I'm going to stop and let me go ahead and get all the soil out of the way, and I will pot it up. Okay, I've got my pot and I've got my moss pole. I'm going to backfill my moss pole with potting medium. I had to run out to the store and get another bag. This one is almost out. Okay, there we go. And let me grab some wire so I can attach this to the moss pole. This plant has some aerial roots, which I'm not going to put into the moss pole because I think they'll just rot. I've tried doing that before and they've just rotted. So you can see right there, and then it has a smaller one down there. So I'm just going to kind of put them to the side of the moss pole, but these up here, I'm going to try and see if I can get those to grow into the moss pole. So I'm going to wire the plant where those top aerial roots are so that they rest right against the moss pole. I think that'll be the only place I wire it to the moss pole. It doesn't really want to sit flush with it anywhere down here. If you can see there from the side, it kind of bends away from it and I don't want to force it. So I'm just going to wire it in the one spot. Okay, time to fill it with potting medium. Okay, that should be good. Again, I am sad about losing that one beautiful leaf. I do blame myself though. The plant was in a plastic bag and I'm thinking the cats somehow got their head stuck in the plastic bag and it just flung across the room because the plant was on the opposite side of the room when I came home. Oh, speaking of cats. As I was saying, if the cat had just knocked the plant over, it would have been on the ground by the table, but it wasn't. It was on the other side of the room. The cat must have gotten stuck in the bag and freaked out and flung the plant across the room or something. So it was my fault. I shouldn't have kept the plant in a bag and the bag on the table with my cats home alone. But I am disappointed that it did happen because it was just a beautiful variegated leaf and these leaves just aren't quite as pretty. So the Paraiso Verde is all potted up. She looks really nice. It has a new leaf on the way, so like I said, hopefully I can restore it to its previous glory. I have a spot for it by the window under a grow light. It's a north-facing window, so it doesn't get too much sun. First, I'm going to fertilize it, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll set it up by the window. Alright, it's a few days later, and I just want to show you where I have my Paraiso Verde. It is right here. It's right here next to my Splendid. And they're both on their moss poles under grow lights. Let's take a closer look. I want to show you, it's one little aerial root. Hope you can see that right there. It is growing into the moss pole. I'm keeping it moist just with a spray bottle. and it's gotten longer. It is getting established in there, and hopefully it continues to grow and thrive. So the leaf that it had unfurled, and while it is beautiful, it's not variegated, which I guess I wasn't too surprised because the previous one wasn't variegated either. Only that one leaf that the cats knocked off was variegated. This one's not either. And it only really has those 3 leaves. So I'm hoping that under these grow lights, it'll get enough light to push out some variegated leaves. Let me show you my splendid while we're over here. It has put out a new leaf right there. It's so nice and soft and velvety. You can't see it that well on camera, but oh, it's like so luxurious. The new leaf is bigger than the previous one, so we're headed in the right direction there. And I don't know, you're probably not going to be able to see the aerial roots, but they are growing into the moss pole, so that's good. And it does have a new leaf on the way. So these 2 are doing pretty well. Yeah, I just thought I would show you that little setup. Just one more thing before I go. I am going to a plant swap on Saturday. It's my first plant swap. I really have no expectations. I don't know if anybody's going to want my plants. I'm a little nervous. I have social anxiety, so we'll see how it all turns out. But here are the plants that... Oh, okay. No, kitties don't belong up here. Here are the plants that I'm probably going to be taking, and I thought I would just show you. So the first 3 are these bromeliad pups that my bromeliad, I guess, gave birth to. This one's a little bit small, but the other 2 look pretty good, and I've checked on their... Okay, cats, no. Cats, get down. I checked on their root system maybe a month ago, and the roots are very, very small. So, but they do exist. So, you know, I'll be sure to pass along that information to whomever I swap them with. But I have 4 of them. I had 5. I gave one to my mom. I'm going to keep the biggest one, but I don't need this many of them. So maybe someone else will be interested in them. So I'm going to hopefully swap those with someone. If anything, you get a nice pot, so, you know, there's that. This plant, I don't know if I'm going to take. It's an Aglaonema Ghost. I got it at Walmart, and I remember that day I was sad, and it was an impulse buy. And it's really just done nothing for me. It's not a favorite plant of mine. I don't give it the best lighting conditions. The cats have even chewed on it, and I know it's not good for cats to be chewing on. And for some reason, they are attracted to this plant. So I really just need to pass it along. You know, maybe someone can give it a good home, but I'm kind of embarrassed to take it just because of the state that it's in. So maybe I can cut the tips off these leaves and resurrect it a little bit. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that one. Here are some Baltic blue cuttings, and they're rooted really well. They're growing, and I don't know if I can trade much or what am I trying to say? I don't know if I can get much for these, but they are kind of pretty, and I don't need them. I already have another Baltic blue plant, so I don't need 2 of them. I have them in sphagnum moss. I'll take that sticker off. It's not an alocasia. But I just thought, it's a cute little plant. I mean, someone might want it. I'm not going to bring the dish, though. I'm going to keep that for myself. And the last plant is an Epipremnum aureum Snow Queen, and I already have one. It was originally one plant. It was a whole bunch of cuttings, rooted and growing cuttings, and so I took, I think, 5 out, and I don't need these, but they're beautiful, and so I think I'm just going to keep them all together and see what I can get for it. So yeah, so these are the plants, with the potential exception of this one, that I'm going to be bringing to the plant swap. What I'm going to do is treat them. They don't have bugs as far as I can tell, but I'm going to treat them anyway just to say that they've been treated. And take them on Saturday, and then of course I'll show you guys what I come back with, if anything, and you know, hopefully it's successful and I don't come back with the exact same plants. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. That's going to be the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.